Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. Yo, check 1, 2. Am I too loud? Am I too loud? There we go. Today is Stacko Tuesday. The Bitcoin move nobody expects. I totally jacked that headline, guys. I'm sorry. I stole the headline to make it sound exciting. The move nobody expects for Bitcoin to recover. What's up, Hard Huddle? Good to see you in the house. Round of applause for the live studio audience for Hard Huddle. Wowzers, am I too loud? Check 1, 2. There we go. All right, so I was kind of busy yesterday. I couldn't get away. I had to do other things, but today we're able to show up and stack. Tell you the truth, I don't even remember if I stacked yesterday, guys. Let's see. Let me check my strike app. See if we even bought some yesterday. Yesterday at. Let's see. I think I bought some. Check the spreadsheet, guys. Let me check the spreadsheet. Okay, today's the 20. Oh, definitely not. I did not buy, or I did buy and didn't log it. This purchase was August 25, 2020. Yeah, that was yesterday. All right, cool. So we'll just update the spreadsheet with yesterday's buy and today's buy after we make today's buy. All right. So let's kick the show off with the first segment of the show, of course. The Bitcoin strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $110,684.65, and OMG, we have Bitcoin is on sale. Why am I blocking this? Get my face out of the way. There we go. We are at. Whoa. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. We are at 903 Satoshis for a single dollar. What a deal! We're getting 900 Satoshis for $1. That means that we're also getting 9 Satoshis for a single penny today. Wow, what a deal. What a deal. So when you look at the price of Bitcoin, you can think to yourself, man, it's dipping. Should I buy now? I don't know. It's up to you. You need to decide. You need to decide when to hit the buy button. Right? All I know is that I'm hitting the buy button a bunch. As much as I can. Because, hey, dips are gifts, in my opinion. That is just my opinion. That is not financial advice. Okay? That's not financial advice. But dips are gifts. All right. That's it. That is a Bitcoin strength. Or the Bitcoin strength. That's right, the Bitcoin strength. All right, let's pop into another segment here on the show that we like to call "Why We Stack," the ASMR version. Just kidding. Why We Stack, ASMR edition. Why do you save in Bitcoin? Keep it super simple. Because inflation is coming. The interest rate is going to drop. And they're going to make it easier to get debts, easier to get loans. And as banks issue new debt, they're not creating more value for society. They're creating more dollars that now represent part of that same value that's always been in existence, part of that same value that exists. So by issuing more debt, they don't create more value, they just create more units that represent the same value. Let me give you the pizza example. If you have a pizza, that's eight slices, and you create more slices by cutting that pizza into 16 slices by doubling the amount of pizza slices. Did you create more pizza? That is the question. Did you create more pizza when you further sliced the pie? And the answer, of course, is absolutely not. So by issuing debt and printing money, the banks and the government create more individual monetary units, create more slices out of that same pizza pie. And when they do that, the value of the slices of pizza that you own, the value of the pizza slices in your bank account, it doesn't change. It still says you have however many slices. Let's say you have 2 slices of pizza in the bank. It still says you have two slices of pizza, but those 2 slices of pizza after the debasement are now really, if the pizza count gets increased by 2 times, then the value of your 2 slices is now divided by 2. So the 2 slices you thought you had in the bank account still look like 2 slices, but they're only as big as 1 slice of pizza of the original amount, right? So, yeah, you lose purchasing power there. You lose value, right? And if you've been saving your whole life to retire, that savings, that's in dollars, even if it's earning you 1% on a high yield interest rate. Oh, what is it? High yield savings account, HYSA, HISA, right? I got into an argument with a guy on Reddit because he was trying to give somebody advice to not save in Bitcoin and instead put his money into a high yield savings account. And the high yield savings account was going to get him allegedly 4%, right? I'm like, bro, even if you put your money into a high yield savings account giving you 4%, if you could even find an account that gives you 4%, you're still losing to inflation, right? Inflation is like more like 10 or 11% at this point. So what does that mean? Well, it means that your savings are growing by 4%, right? From here to here. Perfect. You're gaining more dollars. Your position is improving, right? But at the same time in that year when you make that 4%, the money supply is expanding by 10 or 11%, right? So you're making 4% gains, but you're still losing what's left over with inflation, 6%, right? So it looks like from your perspective that they are making more money and that the value of your savings is increasing, and it is increasing. I guess it's called nominally in terms of dollars, right? But it's not increasing your purchasing power because the value of the dollars you have in the future, a year later, that went up 4%, is actually it's not gonna buy you as much as it did when you first put that in the bank. Okay, so that's the problem we're trying to solve here by saving in Bitcoin. Okay, we don't save in dollars, we save in Bitcoin, because when you save in Bitcoin, inflation continues to debase the dollar, but now your savings are not part of that system. Your savings are outside the system. So as inflation debases those dollars and creates a loss of purchasing power in dollars, it takes more of those weaker dollars in the future to buy the same amount of Bitcoin that you already have. So it makes the value of your Bitcoin, it makes the purchasing power of your Bitcoin go up in terms of dollars, right? Because of course the dollar is losing purchasing power against Bitcoin. All right. So that is the basics of why we stack. And before we end this segment, let's talk about the quick elevator pitch for why we save in Bitcoin. Saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. That is why we stack. We stack Bitcoin, guys. Only Bitcoin. Only the good stuff. How's everybody doing today? Let me know in the chat. Say hello. Hard Huddle in the house. If you're new around here, my name is Roman. We've been saving in Bitcoin here since May 22nd, 2023. Saving in Bitcoin, $5 a day. And then we moved over to $10 a day. And now we're doing $20 a day. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, we buy Bitcoin here live. And I actually show you what we've been doing. And I'm going to show you that right now. We're going to jump into what we like to call around here the Stack Recap, because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We actually buy Bitcoin every single weekday, okay? For the most part, I'm on here Monday through Friday. It's been a little bit busy this past week, but we're trying to do 5 episodes a week, and we just buy Bitcoin. All right, there it is. I need to add the purchase that I did yesterday because I didn't do the show yesterday, but I did buy some Bitcoin. Let me bring that up real quick. Okay, so yesterday it was 825.25, and the price of Bitcoin we observed yesterday was $112,009.04 Bitcoin. About $20 worth, and I got 0.0017695 BTC. 17,695 Satoshis. That's what we bought yesterday. We're just catching up right now at this point. Okay, guys? Bear with me. Okay? And then we're gonna put it into our strategic Bitcoin reserve tracking sheet. This tracks all the purchases we've ever done on the show since the beginning of the show on May 22nd, 2023. Okay, cool. All right. So now let's go back and actually do the stack recap. So in 2025, so far, we've saved $5,000 into Bitcoin. Dang, $5,000. We've saved that into Bitcoin, and we've accumulated 0.05 Bitcoin, 5.2 million Satoshis, 5.2 million fractions of a Bitcoin. Okay, and that has grown so far this year by 15.05%. The value of our holdings right now are $5,752.74. That tells us that we need 15% more of today's weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I'll put this over here. Put the soundboard over here. Where's this? Where's the dun, dun, dun? Do I have that? Yeah, I do have that. Will that play? Oh, it's not. There's no volume. There we go. All right. This is too much fun. Okay, so that tells us that we need more of today's weaker money to buy the same amount of Bitcoin, because, of course, the dollar is losing purchasing power. Crazy, right? All right. So in 2024, we did the same thing. We saved mostly $20 stacks. Look at that. 20, 80, 20, 40, 20, 20. And in 2024, we saved up $7,345 into Bitcoin. And that got us 0.122 BTC, 12 million Satoshis. And that's currently worth $13,536. It's gone up in purchasing. It's gone up in purchasing power by 84%. All right. Another way to look at this again is to say that if I wanted to buy the same amount of Bitcoin today with today's weaker money, it would cost me 84% more of today's weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin that I bought a year ago. All right. So let's go over to our strategic Bitcoin reserve. This one shows all the purchases we've done on the show since the beginning of the show back on May 22nd, 2023. There it is. So far through the DCA process of this very show, we've bought $15,829 worth of Bitcoin on our live streams. Sometimes not really on our live streams because I'd be off on vacation or whatever. But for the most part, I would say 90% of our buys have a video associated with them, which is a live stream that we've done here on the show. And I show on the screen the actual purchase. Okay. So that stack is up 96%, even though Bitcoin is having its little dip down to 109 or whatever it went to. We're still 96% in profits. We paid $15,000. We're at $31,000 in value. That's how much our Bitcoin is worth right now for the DCA portion of the show, right? Again, another way to say that is we need 96% more of today's weaker money to buy the same amount of Bitcoin that we've accumulated over time. Okay. Through other ways of saving that I highlight here, we've also added to our stack, and now our full stack is currently at 0.418789999 Bitcoin. We are $8,985 away from half a Bitcoin. And our journey here is simple: to show the process of getting to 1 Bitcoin from scratch, from zero, all the way from our first $5 buy that got us 18,000 Satoshis back on May 22nd, 2023. That is the goal of the show, is to get to 1 Bitcoin. And I understand, if you're new around here, some of you might be saying, well, you're never going to get to 1 Bitcoin if you just buy $20 a day. And that's true. That's true. But we're doing other things to help generate more revenue, and we're documenting it on the show. And slow and steady, we'll get there. The goal is to get to 1 Bitcoin. We're going to get there one way or the other. And with your help, by hitting that like and subscribing, hopefully we get this channel monetized, and we'll start to pump some of that revenue, all of that revenue actually, into the show's stack, and make this channel its own little Bitcoin flywheel that generates more revenue, and it continues to grow the stack for the show. Okay. All right. That is the stack recap. And in 2025, our average buy price is about 100,000. And since the price of Bitcoin is now at 110,000, it's still above our average buy price for this year. So today we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. All right. That is the plan. And now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. All right, let me get my phone ready. I got my phone ready on a Stacko Tuesday. Stacko Tuesday. Okay. Bring up the Strike app. I hit buy. I key in $20. I hit next. Check my account's information. It's good. Cut the music. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin live during the Stack Bitcoin show. Confirm. We're going. It's going to work. And there it is. Just like that, we saved an additional 17,858 Satoshis will be added to the stack. Stay tuned while I update the spreadsheet with today's buy. Oh yeah. 8, 26, 25. Yet another day of stacking. And today, the price of Bitcoin we deserve today is $110,986.67 Bitcoin. What a deal. We bought $20 worth of Bitcoin, and that got us 0.00017,858 17,858 Satoshis will be added to the stack, or have been added to the stack. And yep, shows you that with a little consistency, you know, you just buy. That's all we do. Bitcoin goes up, we buy. Bitcoin goes down, we buy. Buy. Always. Right? There it is. Boom. Another line added to the buys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. About 36 out of 594 buys are in the green. Look at that. Oh, or maybe more than that. 37, 36, 37, 38, 39. About 39. Yeah, about 39 buys out of 594 buys that we've done here on the show are in the green. Look at that. All of them are green. right? Except for like however many that was. It's pretty good. Overall, we're up 97%, and it's a down day today, guys. Right? So, I mean, it's making a run for it. It's trying to make a comeback today. Let's see if it makes a comeback today. And tomorrow's chart will be beautiful. We'll get a bunch of action. So yeah, that's how it works. Slow and steady, continuing. I've been trolling old Instagram and YouTube videos lately. Basically, when BTC was 30K and below, I go back and comment on the current price. Let's go. That is awesome. That is awesome, Hard Huddle. Oh my gosh. We should make a segment on the show called That Didn't Age Well. Dun dun dun. Well, right? All right. Oh, Bitcoin's moving up. Is it moving up? We're at 111. Watch these purchases go green. It's crazy. So wild. Anyway, let's go back. Let's wrap the show up with a little Q&A section. I've been a little bit inconsistent with the time slot, guys. I apologize. But this is a time slot. Noon, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Tell your friends. Come hang out, learn about Bitcoin, stack with me. If you already know everything you want to know about Bitcoin, just stack with me anyway. Just come hang out. We'll buy some Bitcoin. We'll talk it up. And if we get some people in here that want to learn about Bitcoin, we'll educate them. We'll help them on their way. But yeah, we continue to do this. Even if it's just Hard Huddle myself here looking at each other awkwardly. We'll continue to show up because someday somebody's going to need to have this show. Right? Someday someone's going to be doubting themselves and wondering, damn, did I miss it? And I'm here to tell them you didn't miss it. You have plenty of time to start. You can start today. Start today rather than tomorrow. Right? But if you watch this video a year down the road, 2 years down the road, sometime after we already get to 1 Bitcoin, right? Don't think that you're not able to start at that time. Bitcoin's going to continue to only become more and more scarce. So the more Bitcoin you can save sooner, the better. But still, even if you miss the beginning of the adoption curve, you're still going to be better off holding something that's scarce in the future, right? It doesn't go out of business. It doesn't go out of style, right? Just like you're not late to using fire, you're not late to using the wheel, you're not late to electricity. Okay, people have been using it for a long time before you showed up to the scene, and just because you weren't the first one to use it doesn't mean you don't benefit from using it. Okay, so use Bitcoin, save in Bitcoin. What's cool is that we will benefit even if no one is here to watch. Exactly, Hard Huddle. That is very true. Shows like Simply Bitcoin depend on viewers to stay relevant. Yep, that's true. That's true. We're here. We're doing what we need to do. We're setting the example that you don't need to compromise your morals or sell out in any way to stack. You can stack your Bitcoin and believe what you want to believe, and you're good to go. Nobody cares. Bitcoin doesn't care. Okay? As long as you have your seed phrase, you can access your wallet. Doesn't matter who you are or who you know. All right? All right. That's a good note to end it on. I appreciate you, Hard Huddle, for showing up today, dude. Thank you so much for showing up. And let's wrap the episode up with our closer track. Okay? Once again, we showed up, we laughed, we cried, we bought some Bitcoin, we stacked like we always do here on the show. Continue to stack, continue to protect your savings against inflation by saving in Bitcoin. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, it's Taco Tuesday. Get some tacos. And besides that, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Bye, guys. Good to see you. Have a good one, Hard Huddle. Cheers. Later, guys.